MPs just refused to accept the mandate of 250,000 Labour members, and now we know there is going to be a rerun of that leadership election, but with a different challenger, with Angela Eagle. And here we go. We should go to hear now from Jeremy Corbyn.
It's an interesting evening when you book a big room for a meeting and there's too many people to go into it, so you have to meet in the outside. I think that's a sign of something. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for coming along here this evening, because we live in very interesting times, shall we say. Last year we won the leadership of the Labour Party. And I say we, because as Diane quite correctly says, this isn't about any one of us. It's about the direction our society goes. It's about the direction our politics goes. We have all lived through a period when there has been austerity imposed upon the poorest in this country. That austerity continues and is possibly going to get even worse following the vote last week and the government's current economic strategy. It goes back further than that. It goes back to a time before some of us in this assembly here today were even born. That is the 1970s, when Reaganomics took over in the United States, and the idea being that you roll back the state, you reduce taxation, that would encourage economic growth and everybody would be better off. Margaret Thatcher put it more deftly, saying it would be a trickle-down effect. If the rich got very rich, the poor would get a bit too, because every rich person needed a maid, or something like that. It's the economics of a limited supply of wealth to the poorest. This was then accompanied by privatisation of public services, accompanied by a rolling back of the whole principles of the welfare state. In a sense, the post-war construct of a welfare state society, of housing, of education for all within our society, and of course the health service. That process has gone on with interruptions at various times, and the crisis of 2008-9 showed just how fragile that economic model was, that unless you invested in economic development, in a manufacturing economy, a sustainable economy, then everybody was at risk as a result of it. And so, in the last general election, 2015, both major parties were offering a form of austerity to the British people. Some very severe austerity, in the case of what the Conservatives were offering. In the case of the Labour Party, our offering was unfortunately limited, in that it said there would be cuts in some areas, but there would be growth in other areas. We weren't offering a redistribution of wealth. We weren't offering a redistribution of power. We weren't offering enough, or indeed very much, to the very poorest, most dispossessed communities. So, we thought it would be a good idea if the Labour Party last May, only a year and a bit ago, instead of having a leadership contest, actually engaged in a very deep and serious political discussion about the direction of the trade unions, of the left, of the Labour movement. That didn't happen. Instead, we had a leadership contest. I was asked to enter that leadership contest. I did so and attempted to promote those very important values. And that resulted in a very big increase in party membership. Now, well over 400,000 people, members of the Labour Party. There was a very big participation in politics, not just by young people, but by all the people who have become disillusioned, people leaving, coming back, all that. Very, very important, that participation in politics. And that's been a very positive thing. And I was very determined that from the moment we were elected, and I say we because it is not about an individual, it's about all of us, would change the economic direction. We would challenge the politics and the economics of austerity, and say it for what it is. Austerity is a political choice, not an economic necessity. So, many of the worst off within our society. But I also wanted to change the way that we did our politics. Far more participatory, far more bringing in people who've got ideas, who may or may not go to fine universities like SOAS or anywhere else, but also would have good ideas even if they've never been to any university. Bringing people in, letting people's ideas flow. So we've imagined that we do this with some principles. The principle being that an economy must work for all, not just for the few. A successful economy is one that reduces inequality, that does provide for full employment, that does use the skills of everybody to contribute to the good of all of us.